Hello, folks. How are you? Welcome back to another edition of Chronic Pain in a Demon. I am Raymond Nugent, your host, and AKA Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, because, like I said in my videos, I suffer from chronic pain, so I took on that platform so I could, try to help others and also help myself as well. But, I've done a lot of videos and all that stuff, and that's not what I'm here to talk about right now. My thing right now is, guys, what's going on in Washington on this January day? You know, what's going on? Elections are run, somebody have to lose. Now, the Capitol is in the midst of a rotunda, okay? Or you could say, in the midst of a coup. This is not an uprising. This is not an unrest. This is a straight coup, a rotunda, you know, in the Capitol. And I say to myself, while I'm seeing all this stuff going on, I'm like, okay, what if it was a group of black people who, you know, have their rights and they want to be outspoken and, lead that liberty ship to Congress? You know, what would the outcome be? What if it was a group of Muslim or, Mexicans or whatever? Would you see what you're seeing now? Would it be more aggressive? Would they act more abruptly to what's going on? Yes, they would. I've seen windows broken out. I've seen people sat in the same Senate chair that the vice president sat, and I didn't think in my wildest dream it was that easy to get into the Capitol, with that kind of reinforcement that I expect them to have, knowing the fact that this was coming on board and there were, actors of, demonstration and stuff like that. Why wouldn't you take precaution, more security? Like, why did you get caught on the back of your heels with these kind of protests, you know, disruptive and trying to form a coup, you know? When you look at America today, if you're on the outside looking in, it looks like a third world country. America is the richest country in the world, but now we're going into a third world direction. And we have to find our way. We have to find our way back to America. We have to find our way back to the United States of America, where we could unite together. You know, what we're seeing right now is a disgrace to the country, to the people of honor, to the taxpayers. This is a disgrace because you know why? Other countries are going to use this as a stepping stool to affect us in the long run. And what are we going to say? What are we going to do? Self inflicted wounds. I spoke about those things numerous times. And that's what I'm seeing in America today. Self inflicted wounds. We have to stop that. We have to curb that. People do have the right to go out, speak their mind, demonstrate peacefully. But when you go onto a federal property and you don't respect the federal guideline, then listen to me, man. That's where I should see handcuffs coming out left and right, and people are going to jail. But like I said earlier, it's not a Muslim crowd or it's not a predominantly black crowd. So I think the approach would be a lot different. Yes, I'm speaking my democracy. This is America. you know, and look at people going through windows, all that stuff that they're doing, you know. Um, you understand what I'm trying to say? Breaking out glass. I don't know if you guys could see all these things, just going through, you know, um, all the little loopholes that they could go through or the little cribbies and corners, you know. Now you have to have the few police that are on the Capitol, pulling their guns, 9 millimeters, and they have to wait until the other guys come in with the bigger artillery, because in those crowds, you don't know who we have, you don't know who would act stupid, so they have to bring in, the guys with, you know, the unstoppable weapons. But still, yet, guys, nevertheless, we're talking about the Capitol, okay? The Capitol was stormed, and it could have been overthrown easily if everybody had run through the door. Yeah, that should have never happened because the warning was there. You know, there were warning signs, so it should have never happened. So I want to know, you know, really and truly, like, how we could allow, you know, what we're seeing right now, and turn a blind eye or not, look into it and look at other organizations, look at other people of color, and said to yourself, "Wow, why couldn't I? Why? I've never got that far, you know. Even though we're not vandalizing government property, but I've never got that far, and we're seeing it happen today. It's not the way to go, you know. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. That's not the way to go. Because if a government lost, we should always. Yes, we're going to be a little bit upset and annoyed, but it's not you or it's not me. Okay, it's the individual person that run for the country lost the election. Yes, we vote for them, but you have to understand that we still have our life the way it is. You know, and if we're going to go out there in the cold, standing up to be rowdy, you might as well stay in your house. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of cameras out there, and they're seeing all these faces. You know, and when they start zooming in on these faces, when you guys going for promotions, or going for jobs, or even going for clearances, a lot of these faces going to come up because they have this facial recognition out there, and you have to be aware and be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these things could, come back and bite you in the long run. I guarantee you, that guy that was sitting in that chair on Capitol Hill, where Mike Pence was sitting, I guarantee you he's going to federal prison. You understand me? I guarantee that, because you know why? They already have all the specs of him, you know? So I guarantee you that that guy will be going to federal prison. It's not a joke, you know? When you pass federal guidelines and think you could do your own thing. No, it's not a joke, you know? And our president should have came out and said, listen, enough is enough. Go home, you know? It's okay. We'll try another 4 years. Go home with some dignity. In spite of all what's going on with the virus and people are dying in mass numbers, you're still looking at this where people could lose their lives, by protesting and, violence and whatever. And you can't even come out and seize that. If you can't seize that, what else are you going to seize? Or what can you seize? You know? Seize fire. Seize the rhetoric. Seize the lies. Seize the deceits. You know? Yeah. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm not saying that, it's illegal to farm a coup, because it's not. But you have ways to go about it, you know? And I didn't really see none of that stuff unfold in front of my eyes while I was watching CNN live, see what's going on, You know, there's really, good ways to go around things. We don't need to be this disrespectful to the land, to what it stands for, you know, because pretty much what they're doing out there right now is disrespecting America. You say you're an American with the American flag waving, but you're disrespecting your country, your constitution, you know, you're disrespecting what certain things stand for. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we have to be mindful of what we go out and demonstrate for, or for what we go out and do, what these people are doing, which is quite silly, to breaking windows and getting into the Capitol. I think that's very quite silly. But you could stand outside, peacefully with your flags and demonstrate. But when you're going to attack the Capitol, that's a coup, okay? A rotunda in the Capitol. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I remember years ago, about 15, 20 years ago, a guy that burst into the Capitol and shot two police officers on Capitol Hill. But that was all over 20 years ago, 20, and they changed the way they operate. You see what I'm saying? But still, yet, they couldn't be ready for this mass crowd this morning or today, what we're seeing unfolding in front of our eyes right now. You know what I'm saying? And I am at lost because I see all these people out there, maybe one or two wearing masks, you know what I'm saying? And they're spreading this disease around, you know? Look at the pictures of all these people. Maybe one or two people wearing masks, all right? That's another big danger. You see what I'm saying? So, people, just be mindful and be aware and be understanding before you make certain moves. All right? Chronic Pain Needle Demon, Raymond Nugent, coming to you again. Like I always say, who feels it, knows it. Peace.